In this video, we're going to have a look at the CPen reader pen functionality that is not the core, which is basically just reading out text. So what else can it do for you? So the first thing that you will see here on the screen, you will use these up and down arrows to scroll down through the main menu, is a dictionary. And the dictionary is simply just select a word. So I did not do that well. Reading, and that just reads it out, and then here you have the definition. If you scroll down to the definition and push the OK button.
Reading, written, N1, the act of a person who reads, B, as modifier, a reading.
So it reads the definition. Unfortunately, it doesn't do a great job of reading the definition because it reads out all these indiscriminately, everything that's in there, like for example, the phonetic pronunciation, which you don't need if you hear it being read out, and it doesn't read out the abbreviations. But it's still very good, so that's a nice feature to have in there. And so if we use the back button to go back to the main menu, then the next feature is scan to file, which is exactly the same as the reading, except then you can either add things to a file you're already scanning or start a new file. And what that does is that it saves it for later, and also you can then use this USB, micro USB connector and connect it to your computer and copy the notes. So that's great for students who are taking notes for later. Now, here's a nice feature, which is a voice recorder. And so you just push the OK button to get to that. You can set different settings on the quality. So I have it set to high here. And you can choose MP3 or WAV if you use the up and down arrows, but definitely stick with MP3 because that's will save you much space. So let's see how that works. Hello, I'm trying to record a short recording to test how the CPen recording works. So I just push the OK button again, and that pauses it. So to save the file, I use the back button, and it just saved the file. And now let's see if I play it back, what that sounds like. Hello, I'm trying to record a short recording to test this. Well, you may not be able to hear that. Unfortunately, even if you could hear it, or what you can hear, the quality isn't very good. So it's a good thing to have at a pinch if you have no other way of recording something, but it's not something that you want to record a full lecture at every day that you do that, because the quality I found was not great. But here, as I scroll down in the recording feature, I can also play music. And here, let's try this one. I put in some music files. Well, that is very good, particularly with a headset. This wouldn't be a bad music player. I mean, it's not great because it doesn't have any of the features you'd want in a music player. But if you're somewhere and you have a few music files and you want to listen, and this is the only thing you have, it will work. So I don't know why this is there, but it could be, you could put a language learning tape on that or things like that. So that works better than the recording. Here you can even choose different qualities and modes, and here in the settings. So that's a useful feature to have. Unfortunately, it isn't. You couldn't just replace a good recorder with this, and probably a mobile phone would do a much better job of recording something. But of course, a mobile phone battery will probably die much long before this. So those are all the main features, and then here we have the settings. So let's have a look at the settings. Now here's a really useful setting because you can choose whether it's left or right-handed. So I have it for right-handed, but if you're left-handed, that would be something you choose. You can choose the brightness of the screen. You can set the time and date, which you should if you're making lots of notes, because then that will date the notes correctly. You can choose how long before it automatically shuts down to preserve battery. And then finally here you have system information. It will tell you how much battery you have, how much storage space you have left. And then you can also have this feature to upgrade software. So you'd have to connect it to the computer, download the upgrade file, but then once you do that, you just press this software upgrade and if there is a new feature, you'll get it. So that's a really good, nice thing about the Reader Pen, that you can upgrade it later with additional features like new voices, new dictionaries, and things like that. So that is the C Pen Reader Pen, the additional features that you could explore here.